the Pacific Northwest Key here. Hero here. Ja, ja. Ciao, baby. I am back for a wild Wednesday. As I were looking at the movie The Bloodyman, a film by and featuring Tuesday Night, who, if you're familiar with the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, you might know that name. She was in the fourth movie, Dream Master? I hope I got that one right. She took over the role that Patricia Arquette played in Dream Warriors. I can't remember, so I'll just put it. She played here. Anyways, the movie set in the 80s tells us the story of Sam. Now, at some point, Sam's mother died in a car accident and his father got remarried. And things aren't going good for Sam. He's not too happy with his father getting remarried. He feels that he's trying to replace his mother. He's butted heads with his older brother. He's annoyed by his kid sister, who he says keeps stealing the stuff. And he feels like, he had this room, I forget what the room was for, but his father took it away because, your stepmother, she needs the room for her writing, because apparently Kim, played by Tuesday Night, who's the stepmother, is a writer. He also is a fan of comic books and this toy line. And in this comic book, there is a character called Bloodyman. Anyways, he's butting heads with some of the kids in class, gets into an altercation with one of the kids, and gets sent to go see the Principal Payne, who's also a pro wrestler, apparently. Anyways, he is reading some little thing out of this book, one of the comic books. It comes with these He-Man looking toys, and it talks about the character, the Bloody Man, and he ends up inadvertently summoning the Bloody Man, but isn't aware. So when the father goes out of town, is leaving him, his brother, and his sister alone with the stepmother. The stepmother, after the father leaves, goes from being this nice, sweet woman to being a biatch. And unaware that she has been taken over by the Bloody Man. And Sam and his siblings find themselves in a fight for the life. Now, there's no real memorable scenes. There's like scenes where he's imagining the comic world as if it is real. With this blade-looking guy who apparently is a demon fighter in colonial era America, I guess. And there was a scene where, where he's imagining that world. Now it's animated, and Barbarian Man, who basically looks like a ripoff of He-Man, appears, and is voiced by Brian Cage. That is a name if you watch AEW and Ring of Honor, or maybe you've been a long time watcher of Impact Wrestling. I'm sure you know that name. Was it the Machine, Brian Cage? If not, just look up on YouTube. That guy is jacked. He is jacked. What did they call him, the Machine one time with the Canadian Wolverine? God damn, that man's got muscles upon muscles. He's the best thing about this movie, and I'm not saying that because he's Brian Cage and he's so muscular. I'm afraid if I get on his bad side, he might break me in two. You're the best part of this movie, Brian Cage. Anyways, we have a sequence with the sister and the older brother all telling these stories about the Bloody Man, and oh god, the older brother story is pretty good. The sister story is stupid. I'll say this right off the bat. I won't hold back. I fucking hated the kid sister. She was annoying as shit. I don't know if that's how they wrote her and wanted the actor. God damn, she annoyed the shit out of me. It's in the 80s. It doesn't really have an 80s feel. Yes, you get to see some of the old 80s toys, like He-Man. There's some old Star Wars toys. A G1, it'd be a G1 Ultra Magnus, which I had a friend back in the day had that toy. I have the one, my Ultra Magnus is from the Netflix show, which, by the way, happy 40th anniversary, Transformers. Yeah, Transformers. The Bloodyman is just some bald guy. He's got like fake blood on him. I would have, if the movie was more about like the brother story, I think would have been more entertaining. If that had been the older brother story, if that had been the movie, but this one is not. It's 2 hours and 13 minutes or 2 hours and 14 minutes. It's long. It's dragged out. It's not the greatest thing. I got this on sale from when I was getting those ones they had on DVD that were on sale. I would get rid of it, but it's part of my Wildeye collection. So let's just put this right next to the Amazing Bulk. It is on Tubi. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of this movie. I don't really care for it. Again, I'm only keeping it because it's part of my Wildeye collection. And the music, though, does really sound 80s-like. Tuesday Night does provide some of the music. I didn't know that she had a music career because I was trying to figure out there's one song which sounds a lot like Lucky Star, which is an old Madonna song from the 80s, which is an awesome song, by the way. Yeah, I liked Madonna back then. I liked the 80s stuff. I was more into, I liked heavy metal and rock of the 80s, but I also liked Madonna stuff and Michael Jackson stuff. But to me, the song, which I believe is Talk Back to Me, Don't Talk Back to Me, whatever, reminded me a lot of Lucky Star, and I had to go and look up the soundtrack and the music to figure out which song it was, and that song. I'll put a link for it in the description, and I should also put a link for Lucky Star in the description so you guys can compare the two. If you haven't, maybe you guys can compare and see if if I'm off, because it sounds like Lucky Star. The arcade machine, it was a Robocop arcade machine, and I guess that might give away what year in the 80s this was. Ultra Magnus toy, and that would have been 86, or maybe it's 87, 80, whatever. But anyways, if you've seen this movie, tell me what you think. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of this movie. I'll put a trailer for it in the description. I'll put the Tubi link. And anyways, I gotta go. I got to go be somewhere in an hour, so I gotta go finish up a few things and then go. But anyways, I hope everybody's having a awesome Wildeye Wednesday. And remember, happy 40th anniversary to the Transformers. Roll out. I will see you on the flip side. But only because Megatron, who's my boss, says so. Toodaloo.